Okay, this is my review of the Bostitch 16 gauge straight nailer, also known as a finish nailer. I've got it hooked up to my Bostitch pancake compressor. I'm in the middle of doing a trim job. This nailer uses, let me see if it'll focus in, from 1 inch to 2.5 inch nails, 16 gauge, which are pretty good for basically, using mounting trim, baseboard, casings. Like you could probably do it on light woodwork. Not too much, nothing heavy duty. And let me show you some of the features that this has. Okay, some of the features that this gun has. For starters, in the front, you have to compress to fire, so you won't get no accidental firing and injuries. You press this in, so you press down, and then you'll be able to fire. So without it depressed, nothing happens. Right now, this is pressurized and on the compressor ready to go. So if you were to compress the front, boom, it would fire. I'll show you how it fires in a second. You have an adjustment knob on here. Right here, this little dial will adjust how far this tip has to be compressed for it to fire, so you can shorten the length of it. On the front here, you have 2 spring-loaded levers right here. If you squeeze these, it'll open up the flap for if you have a jam. So open these up, it releases here. Flip it open and you take out your jam nail. Okay, you have where you load it, this slides. So you would slide it open, slide it back, it locks in place. Like such. You drop your nails right in here between the silver bars. Like I said, this uses 1 inch up to 2.5 inch 16 gauge nails. Drop them in there, you press the release button, it'll snap down. If you don't want it to snap, just kind of hold it and then you can slide it back in place. Okay, and the base, of course, it connects for your air pressure hose. On the back, it has this little dial, and all it is for which way you want the air to blow out. See, there's 2 holes right here, 3 holes, and when you shoot, the air shoots out of here. So if you don't want to blow in your face, you can just turn it to face away. And that's really it. It's lightweight, probably weighs 3-4 pounds, and it's a nice nail. Let me show you how it works when it fires. I just built this reclaimed wood wall, so let me show you how it fires into the wood. So you just press it against the wall, depress your nipple, and fire. Show you again. And just for reference, so you know the type of nails that this uses, the 16 gauge, they come in sheets like this. This is a 2 inch. This packet is 1.5 inches. But this is what the nails, size-wise, in case you don't know about gauges when it comes to nails. This is 16 gauge. Bostitch makes a brad nailer in 18 gauge, and even though it's a higher number, it's a thinner nail. So the lower the number, the thicker the nail. And this is what one individual looks like. Not too big. It's not like a typical nail that you use to hammer. Doesn't really have a head, has a very slight head on it. So it countersinks nicely. You don't want that head sticking out. And that's it. That's the size of the nail that this uses. That about wraps up my review. Just to go over real quick again. 16 gauge finish nailer from Bostitch. It's a real handy tool to have if you'd like to do your own, work around the house. Perfect for doing trim work, baseboards, casings, light woodworking, nothing too heavy duty. It's basically a plug and play type of tool. Not a lot of settings or adjustments that you can really do anything to. Like I said, it has the levers in the front, your release for a jam. You have your slide to load your staples. Your release for the slide. Plug in your air hose. And in the back you have your nozzle for which way your directional air is going to blow out. And that's it. There's nothing to it. Plug it in into your compressor and go. I found that what I've been doing, I mean, I guess if you're using a harder wood, but for doing MDF baseboards and casings and light woodwork with like 1x3s, 1x4s, 1x6s, anything, you know, 1 by 3/4 inch, I found that about 65 psi seems to be the right target to just get the head to countersink a little bit. So 65, 70 psi. You know, if you're using a harder wood, you might want to crank it up a little, and that's just an adjustment you make on your compressor when you're doing your job, and you know, every job is going to be different. So that's about it. It's, you know, nice and handy. It's lightweight. I weighed it on my little scale, just under 4 pounds. I have my son, my 14-year-old son, using it. My wife tried it out. Very easy for everybody, and a great tool to have around the house. Thanks for watching the video. Please check out all my other videos. Share, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.